Okay, a very good morning children. Welcome to the online session of subject mathematics of 7th class. I hope so. You all are very fine and staying healthy in the present situation. So, in the previous class we have completed the unit chapter 1 of what is that whole numbers. So, the first chapter is the integers we have completed. So, all the positive integers, negative integers, so whole numbers. So like that, whatever the properties of whole numbers, integers, like that we have seen along with the word problems. So usage, so integers usage in our daily life with the help of word problems we have seen. I hope you have understood those concepts very easily. So today we shall go on with the next chapter, the second chapter, and that chapter is called the fractions. So fractions. Already in your 6th class you have heard about this chapter like fractions, decimals. So fraction, first of all, what is the meaning of fraction? Fraction means so fraction means making parts or dividing into parts. Is it right? So I hope you are understanding. So fraction means parts are dividing into parts. Okay. So here what we have to do the parts. Suppose we take any cake or any circle or anything. So we want to do it into parts. Suppose there are 8 children are there. So we have to we have to distribute this cake to the 8 children equally. So how we will distribute? So we will be making this cake into half. So this is first half. Next second half. So by doing 2 halves, how many came? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 came. So one more 4 parts you have to do. So next 3 and 4. So like this we have done. So now how many parts we have to count? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 parts are okay. So every part we have to distribute to each and every person, to each and every children. So like that there won't be any clashes among these children. So every children will get equal share. So there won't be any increment or any decrement in the cake, in the distribution of a cake. So like this. So these are doing parts. So what we have done to distribute equally means we have done the parts. So one cake we have done into 8 parts. One cake we have done into 8 parts. So in the denominator, so actually fraction will be represented with the help of a line, and here in the top there will be numerator, in the bottom there will be denominator. Already you have heard about these concepts very well. Okay. The number which we are writing at the top, that is called a numerator. So the number which we are writing at the down is called a denominator. Okay. These are very, very important, children. So in the exam point of view, they will be asking just without giving any number representation like this, without giving this number representation, he will be asking. So in a fraction, the denominator, the value at the denominator is 3, and the value at the and the result is equals to 5. So what is so suppose here okay, instead of this one, so 4 and here down 8. So okay, here 8 and here 4 will be there. So 4 by 8. 8 by 4 is 2. So in a fraction, the value at the denominator is 4 and the result is 2. So what is the value of numerator, they will ask. So instead of giving 8 by 4, they will be asking as a denominator and numerator. So at this time you are not supposed to get confused. So you have to identify what is numerator and what is denominator. Numerator means the number which we are writing above the line is called numerator. So the number which we are writing below the line is called a denominator. Okay, this is called denominator and this is called a numerator. So like this, there are two numbers for every fraction. So if we want to, suppose if we want to write about this part, if we want to write about this part as a fraction means, so totally how many parts are came? So 8 parts have been came. So 8 should be, so whatever we are writing at the denominator, that should be the total number of parts, in a whole thing, or in a whole whatever the object or anything. Okay, so here in this 8 parts, so we have to write about only one part. So how many parts I have taken? Only one part. So 1 by 8. So representation of this one piece is 1 by 8. So one piece of 8 pieces. So among from the 8 pieces I have taken only one piece. So that is 1 by 8. So 1 by 8 piece have been given to one child. So every piece will be like that, like 1 by 8 only. Every piece will be 1 by 8 only. So if we given to 8 children, so what will become? So 1 by 8 into 8. 1 by 8 into 8. So 8 ones, 8 ones. So that will be 1. So this is called one thing or one eatable item. Okay. So one item will be there. So that is, so from the whole one piece of a cake, so we have given for each children, for every children we have given 1 by 8 piece. Suppose we have given only for the 3 children. We have given only for the 3 children. Out of these 8 pieces, we have given only for the 3 children. That means, so 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So like this you will be doing. So I think so you have done all these things in your 6th class. So 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So what will become this one? So 1 by 8, so how many are there? 1, 2, 3. So for 3 members I have given. So 3 into 1 by 8. So 3 ones 3 by 8. So 3 by 8 cake piece has been completed, have been distributed. So how many cake pieces, still how many cake pieces have been left over? So what you should do? You should do subtraction from the remaining parts. So this whole cake we have to consider as a 1. We have to consider as a 1. So from the 1 you have to subtract this 3 by 8. You have to subtract 3 by 8. So how you will be subtracting? So here 1 is a total cake piece. 1 is a total cake piece. From 1 we have to subtract 3 by 8. So why we are subtracting? Because to know still how much cake piece is left over. So still how much cake piece is left over. So 2 by 8 and 3 by 8. Up to this piece we have distributed. Up to this piece we have distributed. Still how much cake piece is left over we have to find out. So for that we have to subtract 3 by 8. So whatever we have distributed, that part we have to subtract from the whole part. Okay. So 1 minus 3 by 8, how you will do? So you should do the LCM. So 8 ones 8 minus 8 ones 8. 1 into 3 3. 8 minus 3 by denominator is 8 only. Okay. So 8 minus 3. What is 8 minus 3? 5. 5 by 8. So 5 by 8 piece of cake is left over with us. So with us 5 by 8 piece of cake piece is left over. So for confirmation you should add both the things. So 5 by 8 and 3 by 8. If we get 1 means your answer is correct. So see children, 5 by 8 plus 3 by 8 I am doing. So how I will do? So denominators are equal. So we should add numerators. So 5 plus 3, 8. 8 by 8. 8 by 8 is 1 only. So 8 by 8 is 1 only. So 1 is tallying with 1. So 1 is tallying with 1. I hope you are understanding. So 1 is tallying with 1 means, so whatever the answer we have done, that is correct. So like this you have to do the fraction, addition and subtraction. So here like this there are. So here in the fractions there are some topics. Like types of fractions. I think so. You have read about about some topics like so. First of all, the topic fractions. It is the term fractions. It is divided into two parts. Okay, it is divided into two parts. Okay. So those two, it is divided into two parts. So what are the two parts means? Just a minute, children. So the first one is based on numerator. Based on numerator. So based on the numerator means the number which we are writing above the line. So based on the numerator, this is one classification, one type, and second type is based on the denominator. Based on denominator. Okay. So based on numerator, one type of classification. Based on denominator, another type of classification. So based on numerator, how many types means it is divided into three types. So what are the these three types you have listened in your previous classes. So what are the three types? First one is proper fraction. First one. Next, second one is improper fraction. And third one is mixed fraction. So fractions, it is divided based on numerator, one type of fraction, one type of classification. Based on denominator, another type of classification. So based on the denominator, still two types are there. So what are the two types means? First one is like fractions. And second one is unlike fractions. I hope so you are understanding. So first one is like fractions, second one is unlike fractions. So like this, there are totally 5 types of fractions are there. So fractions, it is divided based on the numerator, three types are there. Based on the denominator, 2 types are there. So what are the fractions based on the numerator means? First one is proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, 3. Based on denominator, like fraction, then unlike fractions. Okay. So you people might be heard about these 3 types in your 6th class. So first of all, we should go with the proper fraction. So how can you say a fraction is whether a proper fraction or improper fraction? Suppose I am writing 3/2. So instead of this one, suppose I am writing 5/6. So whether this is a proper fraction or improper fraction means how we can say. So here for every fraction. So if we want to say this whether the fraction is a proper or improper. So first of all, we should go on with the proper fraction. If we want to say the given fraction is a proper fraction, so the denominator value should be always greater than the numerator. So what is the number here in the denominator? 6 is there. So in the numerator 5 is there. So which is bigger? So denominator is bigger. So that means here denominator should be bigger than the numerator. So any number you write down. So here this is a fraction symbol. So this number should be small number. Oh sorry, this number should be large number and this number should be small number. Okay, write any number, any large number. Suppose if you are writing any number here means here you should write any small number for this number. So here I am writing 7 in the denominator. So in the numerator what you should write? Less than 7, whatever the number is that one you should write. That means here 7 minus 1, 7 minus 2, 7 minus 3. Suppose 7 minus 3 I am taking. 7 minus 3 is 4. So 4 is a smallest number when compared with 7. So 4 by 7. So this is called a proper fraction. This is called a proper fraction. So by seeing these numbers only, you can able to say whether it is a proper fraction or a improper fraction. Okay, the numerator should be less than the denominator. I hope so you have understood. And what is the property of this proper fraction means? So property of a proper fraction. Proper fraction. Okay, so every time the value of a proper fraction should be less than 1. So whatever the fraction you are writing, that value should be less than 1. That means less than 1 means 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 like that the number should be there. So whatever the value, suppose if you are doing 5 by 6. So what is the value of 5 by 6? So suppose 4 by 7 I am taking. So 4 in the middle and 7 I have to write this way. Okay. So in the 7 table we can't remove 4. So like that's why we should take 0 point means here 0 will be coming. So if you take 0 point decimal means here 0 will be coming. So 7, now 40 is there. So 40 we can 40 will be there in the 7 table. So where it will be going? 7 4 is 28, 7 5 is 35. So 7 6 is 42. So 7 5 is 35. 7 6 is 42 means more than 40. Okay. So 7 5 is 35. So 40 minus 35, 5 only. Okay. Again single digit number which is less than 7. So again if you take decimal means here 0 will be coming. Already decimal is there. So everything will be decimal only. So 50. 50 means 7 6 is 42. 7 7 is 49. So one number less than 50. So 7 7 is 49. So 50 minus 49 is 1. So like this, if you do like this means, so the value is getting 0.57. So less than 1 only. 0.57 means less than 1 only. So the number will be in between 0 and 1. So 0.57 will be lying in between 0 and 1, somewhere in the middle. Okay. So always the proper fraction value should be less than 1. This is the most important property of a proper fraction. Okay, I hope so you have understood about proper fractions very easily. Okay, so what is the definition? So if we take any value, any fraction, so the numerator should be always less than the denominator. The numerator should be always less than the denominator. So that fraction is called a proper fraction. And what is the property? So the value of a proper fraction should be always less than 1. If you want to means you can write in somewhere on the paper. Okay, while I am explaining only, you write somewhere on the paper so that you will be understanding. So what is the definition of proper fraction means? The value of the numerator should be less than the value of denominator. So that fraction is called a proper fraction. So next, so what is the property means? The value of a proper fraction should be less than the 1, less than 1. So that type of fractions are called proper fractions. I hope so you have understood this concept very easily. So next what is one more fraction? So improper fraction. Next type is improper fraction. So what is this improper fraction? So how the improper fraction should be there? So by if any fraction is given, so how you can say whether the fraction is improper or not? So if suppose in the fraction the denominator value, so the numerator value should be larger than the denominator value. So this is numerator and this is denominator. So whatever the number you are writing above the fraction line, so that number should be larger than the denominator, which is written below the line. So here the upper number should be greater number than the lower number. So this type of fractions are called improper fractions. So there is one more chance also. So always not only these numbers are improper fractions. Suppose if the two numbers are equal also, you can say that that is a improper fraction. Okay, any number. So x, say 5. So here also 5. So whatever you have taken on the numerator, that only if you take on the denominator. So 5 by 5. 5 by 5 means 1. So this type of numbers are also called as improper fractions. So improper fraction means every time. So whatever the number. So there are two chances. So the value of numerator should be greater than the value of denominator, or should be both the numerator and denominator should be equal for the improper fractions. So this is the definition. So what is the property? So what is the property of this improper fraction means? Just a property if you want to say. So the value of improper fraction should be either greater than or equal to 1. Either greater than or equal to 1. So greater than or equal to 1. So that means in the form of symbol representation means greater than symbol is this one. I think so you know. Okay, this is a greater than symbol. So greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so greater than or equal to 1. So greater than or equal to. So simply if you want to combine these two symbols means greater than or equal to 1. Like this you have to represent. Okay. So greater than or equals to 1. So if you denote like this means that is a improper fractions. So the final result should be either equal to 1 or more than 1. So 3 by 2 is there. So 3 by 2 means how you will do? So 3 by 2. So 3 in the middle and 2 will be there. So in the 2 table you can do the multiplication of 3. So how? So 2 ones 2. So this is more than 2. This is greater than 2. So 2 ones 2. So 3 minus 2 1. So again 1 is there. So 1 is less than 2. So you should take the decimal point. 1 point. Decimal point if you take means here 0 will be coming. So next 10. 10 means 2 5 10. 2 5 10. So 10 minus 10 is 0. So 1.5. 1.5 means it is more than 1. So 1 is here, 2 is here. On the number line, 1 is here, 2 is here. So in between 1 and 2, exactly at the middle, 1.5 will be there. So that means this is half, 1 and half. So 1 and 2, in between 1 and a half will be there. So the result is 1 and a half, and the result is more than 1. Result is more than 1. So what is our property? Greater than 1. So the result is greater than 1. So this is a property of an improper fraction. So once again, if I want to repeat means what is the definition of improper fraction? So there are two chances. So if the value of numerator is greater than the denominator, or the numerator and the denominator are equals to or equal, then that type of fraction is called improper fraction. I hope so you have understood. So that is about the definition of the improper fraction. And what is the property? So the value of improper fractions should be always greater than or equals to 1, and that is this is a symbol. So every time it should be equal to either exactly equals to 1 or it should be greater than 1, like this. So like this or like this it should be. So this is about the improper fractions. So I hope so you have understood this fractions. So suppose if any two fractions are given, if any two fractions are given, so from the two fractions which is greater and which is smaller, how you can say? So if any two proper fractions are given, so how you can guess which is greater and which is smaller? So further there is one concept. So one more type of mixed fraction is there. That one I will explain later on. Okay. So here how we can do how we can compare which is greater. Suppose I am taking improper fractions. Suppose 3 by 7 I have taken, and next one 6 by 9 I have taken. So these two are proper fractions only. How we can say these two are proper fractions? Once check the denominators. Denominators are greater than the numerator. So these are the proper fractions. So from these two fractions, which is greater? How we can say? So for this there is a rule. So first of all, take this problem as one of the problem. So first one is which is greater. So in this 3 by 7 and 6 by 9, which is greater, 3 by 7 or 6 by 9? Okay, or 6 by 9. So which is greater? So first solution. So how you can say? So first, what is the first number? 3 by 7. So 3 by 7. So for this 3 by 7, you should do the LCM. How you should do? So what is the denominator is there? So first of all, we have taken the proper fractions. How we can say? So check the denominators. So the value of denominators is greater than the value of numerator. So here 7 is greater than 3. Next 9 is greater than 6. So here first 3 by 7. So first, what is the LCM for the first denominator for first number? 7. So 7, you should this number you should multiply with the help of 9. So both at the numerator and denominator, you should multiply with the second denominator. Here this is first denominator, this is second denominator. So with the help of this second denominator, you should multiply on the both sides. Okay, for the both sides, numerator and denominator. So numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator, you should multiply. So what is 3 into 9? 3 nines 27. If you know 3 table or 9 table, you will get this answer. Next, by 7 nines. So what is 7 nines? 7 nines is 63. So answer is 27 by 63. So here, if you know 7 table or 9 table, you will get this 63. Okay. So 3 by 7 we have written as a 27 by 63. The LCM of 3 by 7 is 27 by 63. So here, by writing this next step, you will observe one change in the two problems. So what is the change? You have to identify. So next one is 6 by 9. 6 by 9. So this 6 by 9, you should multiply with the first denominator. What is the first denominator? 7 by 7. So 7 by 7. So first denominator. So for the first fraction, you should multiply with the second denominator on the both sides, numerator and denominator. So for the second fraction, you should multiply with the first fraction, with the first denominator on the both sides, numerator and denominator. So 6 sevens are. So 6 sevens. What is 6 sevens? 7 6 42 divided by. So 9 sevens. So what is 9 sevens? 9 sevens 63. Okay. So this is 27 by 63. This is 42 by 63. So what is the change you have observed in this two? So here, say once check the denominators. Check the denominators. So denominators are getting equal. So 63, 63. So if denominators are getting equal, so we can compare directly with the numerators. So here this property is a proper fraction. This type is a proper fraction. So here we have written based on the numerators only. So here we should check only the numerators. So here in this compulsory denominators will be getting equal. So based on the numerators only we have to identify. Okay, which is greater or which is smaller. In this type, in the proper fractions or improper fractions or in the mixture fractions. So here one is 27, one is 42. So which is greater number? either 27 or 42. So 42 is the greatest number. So 42 is the greatest number. So 42 is greatest number means for which number it came? 42 for the 6 by 9. So 6 by 9 is a greater number. 6 by 9 is a greater number. So obviously which is smaller number? 3 by 7 is a smaller number. 3 by 7 is smaller number. Okay, like this you will be writing. So which is greater and which is smaller means like this you have to do the problem. Okay, I think so you have understood this one. So how we have to multiply? Okay, so if you are not understood, once again recall back, you will be understanding. So this is about the finding the greatest number or smallest number. Okay, so here next, now we shall go with one of the some problems for this. For this exercise, we should go on with some problems. Okay. First bit, write 5 equivalent fractions for first one. A problem, 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is okay. 7 by 8 is it. So for this 7 by 8, we have to write the equal fraction. So equivalent fractions. So how many? 5 we should write the equivalent fractions. So equivalent fraction means, so whatever the fractions we should write, so final result should be the 7 by 8 only. 7 by 8 only. So equivalent fractions means, so for this number you should write, so 7 by 8 into, so in the previous problem we have multiplied with the second denominator or first denominator on the both sides, so with the to the numerator and to the denominator. So here also, so 7 by 8 means, so take any number, any choice of your number and multiply on the both the sides with the same number. Suppose here you have taken number 5, so on the numerator. So denominator also you should multiply with the 5 only. So this is first equivalent fraction. So 7 by 8 into 5 by 5. So 7 into 5, 7 5s 35 by 8 5s 40. 8 5s 40. So 35 by 40 is one equivalent fraction. So if you do 35 by 40 also, you will be getting 7 by 8 only. Suppose if you are having calculators means you do 35 divided by 40 you do. So your result will be getting 7 by 8 only. So that means this is a one equivalent fraction. Okay, you try to do if you are having calculator or phones. So in the phones there will be calculator app. Okay, in the calculator icon if you open means you do 35 divided by 40. So the result will be getting as 7 by 8 only, it will be coming. Okay, or else he will be showing in the form of decimals also. Okay, in the decimal points. So like that, suppose 7 by 8 means 8 will be in the middle. Okay, instead of this one, so 7 and 8. So like this he will be showing. So 0.7. So 0 in the 0 point he will be showing. So here what is the concept means 35 by 40. These two are going in the 5 table only. Suppose if we cancel means 7 5s. So 5 7s 35, 5 8s 40. 7 by 8 same answer is came. Okay, so like that it will be. So here, so this is one equivalent fraction. What is another equivalent fraction? So write same 7 by 8 into, change this number. So instead of 5 you write down 3 by 3. So 3 by 3, 7 3s 21 by 8 3s 24. So like that, this is a second equivalent fraction. So like that you write down another 3. Okay, I think so you will be writing. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, take any number, 5 3, next take 2, next take 9, next take 1, next take 10. So like that you take up to 5 equivalent fractions. So this is about writing equivalent fractions. Okay, I hope you have understood. Okay, next bit. Okay, next third bit is determine if the following pairs of fractions are equal by writing in simplest form. Okay, what is simplest form? Simplest form means after doing the calculation, after doing cancellation, whatever the number is there. So previously I have done. So 35 by 40 means this is the original number. So I have cancelled. So in the 5 table both the numbers will be going. So 5 8s 40, 5 7s 35. So what is the numerator? 7, denominator 8. So 7 by 8 is the simplest form for 35 by 40. So after doing cancellation, whatever the last number will be there, those numbers are called, this number is called the simplest form for any number. Okay, so those are called the simplest forms. I hope so you have understood. So there are some following pairs of fractions are there. So if they are equal or not, you have to identify. So the first one, A. Okay, 3 by 8 and 375 by 1000. So 3 by 8 and 375 by 1000 is given. So whether these two are equal or not, we have to find out. So 3 by 8, any cancellation will be going. In the 3 table, will the 8 will go? No. So 9 will go, but 8 won't go. So this here we can't do any cancellation. So we can do only cancellation for this number, because here the denominator 4 digits, numerator 3 digits. So solution. So first one is 3 by 8. Next we have to do cancellation for 375 by 1000. 375 by 1000. So first with the very basic number we can do. So in the last two digits are 5 and 0. So we can cancel with the help of 5 table. So 5 2 is 10. 5 2 is 10. Next 0 0. So 200. 5 into 200 is 1000. Next numerator 3. 3 won't go in a 5 table. 3 is less than 1. Less than 5. So we have to take 2 digits. So 37 it is going. So 37 means, so 375. 37 means 5 7s are 35. 5 7s 35. So how many numbers are 35 minus, so 37 minus 35? 2. So 2 5 25. 5 5s 25. So 75 by 200. So what is the answer? 75 by 200. Still there is going a cancellation. So once again, so 5 table, 5 ones 5, 7 minus 5, 7 5 ones 5, 7 minus 5 is 2. So 2 5, 5 5 is 25. So 15 5 is 75. Next 200. So 5 4s 20, 0. 5 4s 20 and only 1 0 40. Next again the cancellation will be going in the 5 table. So 5 3 is 15, 5 8 is 40. So 3 by 8. So what is the first number? 3 by 8. So what we got by cancellation of this one? 3 by 8 got. So 3 by 8 is equals to 3 by 8. So whether the following pairs are equal or not? So both are equal. So therefore 3 by 8 and 375 by 1000 are equal. Like this you have to end the answer. Okay, I hope so you have understood this problem. Okay, so so these are about some of the concepts of fractions, in the properties of a proper fraction or and improper fraction. So today now I will give some problems to you to find as a homework. You do those problems. Okay. First A problem. Which is smaller? Which is smaller? Okay. Which is greater? Which is greater? Okay. Which is greater? I am giving 7 by 8 and 7 by 8 and 13 by okay, instead of 13 I will give 9 by 12. Okay, instead of 12, 13, 9 by 13. So 7 by 8 and 9 by 13. So out of these two, which is greater you have to find. Next B. Which is smaller? Which is smaller? Which is smaller? So in the which is smaller, same. So 15 by 8 and 12 by 17. So out of these two, which is smaller you have to identify. So if you know the tables up to 17, you can able to find out this one. Okay. If you don't know, please read the tables very thoroughly. So daily one table you read, children, so that you will be perfect up to 20 tables. If possible, up to 30 tables also you can read. Okay. Next, third one. So write 5 equivalent fractions for first one. Seven by 6, second one 36 by 5. Okay, these are the two problems. Next, D problem. Determine whether following pairs are equal. Okay, in this first one is 6 by 10 and 180 by 300. 180 by 300. So this is the first one. So like this. So which is greater, 7 by 8 and 9 by 13. So do the LCM. So like that you will be doing. So LCM of this for this fraction and for this fraction. Next, after that, if the denominators are getting equal, so simply identify which is greater and which is smaller also. Okay, like this, first and second. Next, write 5 equivalent fractions for 7 by 6 and 36 by 5. So take any number. So into divided by into this by this. So take any number, x by x. So if you take a number in the x means the numerator means, so in the denominator also same number. Okay. So like that already I have said now. Okay. So take so this is one number. This is one equivalent fraction. Next, take another number for the numerator and the denominator. Same number, same should be. So whatever the number you are taking on the numerator, so the denominator also should be same. Okay, for the each equivalent fractions. So like that up to 5. Next, for this also 5 equivalent fractions. So 2 problems are there. Next, determine whether the following pairs are equal. So 6 by 10 and 180 by 30. Whether these two are equal or not, you have to identify. So you do the cancellation, whatever the possible are there. So after that, you try to identify whether the both pairs are equal or not. If both are equal, so at last write up. Therefore, 6 by 10 and 180 by 300 are equal. Up to there, you should you should conclude the solution. Okay, I hope you have understood. So this is yours today's homework, children. So try to do very easily. If not understood, once again recall back to my class so that you will be understanding. So in the next class we shall go on with some word problems and some exercise part also we can do. Okay, so thank you for attending my class, children. Have a good day, children. Thank you.